Hi, welcome to People in the News. I'm Paula Zahn. Carlos Santana is a true rock and roll survivor. Distinct, colorful, and hugely successful, Santana went from 70s superstardom to near obscurity in the 1980s. Now, after 30 years in and out of the spotlight, he is back from the brink and reconnecting with a whole new generation of fans. Here's Kira Phillips.
It's music with a world beat. From a legend who flavors his rhythms with a heavy dose of spirituality.
If you listen to the inner voice inside your heart, if you follow your light, if you live your light, you're going to be rewarded.
Carlos Santana is at the pinnacle of a 40-year-long career.
This guy, it just flows out of him, and it's been flowing for decades and decades, and, he has a sort of fire in him, a musical fire.
A fire that has burned in the Mexican-born musician from his career-making performance at Woodstock to his current comeback, collaborating with some of today's hottest stars. But Santana's latest project reaches far beyond the pop charts.
Carlos and Deborah are giving the entire net proceeds of the U.S. Summer Santana Shaman Tour to launch ANSA's Amandla AIDS Foundation.
ANSA stands for Artists for a New South Africa. The group's focus has moved from fighting apartheid to fighting AIDS.
We invite you to join us in spreading a spiritual virus.
It's just a fantastic thing because it is going to save lives. It is, I hope, going to galvanize people.
But Carlos Santana wasn't always in a position to give his money away.
When we first landed in Tijuana from Oakland, Jalisco in '55, we lived not even a year in a house with no running water, no electricity, and so it smells the same thing in Tijuana or Hong Kong or India or Africa. Poverty smells the same.
Carlos was just a young boy when he moved to Tijuana with his parents and siblings.
But just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to be dirty. My parents always made sure that we were clean and that we had clean thoughts and stuff like that.
It was here that he would first pick up a guitar. A major influence was his father, a popular mariachi violinist.
My father turned me onto European music, very sophisticated music. Later on, when we came to Tijuana, he taught me traditional Mexican songs. But what I received in my DNA from my father is charisma. My father has a lot of charisma. My mother has a lot of conviction. So between charisma and conviction, voila, you have me.
Santana's first gigs were hardly glamorous.
I started playing in the streets in La Calle Revolucion, which is like the Broadway, Then later on, I graduated and went to inside the strip joints.
Clearly, in Tijuana, he probably met some sordid characters, and what better preparation for rock and roll could you have?
But young Carlos met one character who left lasting scars. In a 2000 interview with Rolling Stone, Santana admitted he had been sexually abused by an American man almost every other day when he was 10 to 12 years old. It was a trauma that haunted him throughout his life.
I think dealing with something that you have felt shame about is so important to healing. So for me, I saw him be able to not feel bad about himself anymore.
While he suffered in silence, Santana turned to music. As he listened to American radio stations on the border, Santana's traditional Mexican music began to merge with jazz, blues, and rock.
You can't define his music, and it's not worth doing. He's a guy who draws upon a whole world of music.
In the early 60s, Santana brought his distinctive sound to the United States, moving to San Francisco where his father had been playing. The music scene was jumping, and Carlos found a hangout at the Fillmore West.
I probably shouldn't say this because my kid's going to see it, but I rarely showed up in school, I caught school a lot. I was always hanging out at the Fillmore West. Some people, they graduate from Stanford or Harvard or, you know. My university was the Fillmore West. And I can say that I graduated with the highest of honors.
Standing in the audience, Santana would take in acts from Jimi Hendrix to Jefferson Airplane. But it would take an experience at his day job at the TikTok Diner to push Carlos into music full-time.
Everything culminated to this time where the Grateful Dead pulled over in a couple of limousines to buy some hamburgers. They just did a gig, and I was peeling potatoes, bleaching floors, bussing dishes, and washing dishes. And I saw them, you know, and something told me, if they can do this, I can do this. And so I quit that day. I quit washing dishes. I left my mom's house, and I became a full-time hippie and a musician. That day was the beginning of the best part of my life, because I discovered Carlos.
He formed his own band called the Santana Blues Band in 1966. 2 years later, Santana would realize his dream of playing the Fillmore West. He was hired by the club's legendary promoter, Bill Graham.
Bill Graham loved sort of Latin music and jazz, and I think he was a very sophisticated cat. Truthfully, the rock world of the late 60s was not that worldly, and here comes Santana bringing this stew of music. And somewhere along the line, in between Tijuana and Fillmore West, I think he learned how to please a crowd.
When we come back, Santana pleases the crowd at Woodstock during the drug-induced haze of the 1960s.
The neck in my guitar, it looked like an electric snake.
All I want is a...
Just a year after playing at San Francisco's Fillmore West for the first time in 1968, Carlos and his band played a slightly larger venue in upstate New York.
We arrived like around 11 in the morning by helicopter because you couldn't drive in. It was a disaster area. All the freeways were parking lots.
They were virtual unknowns, sharing the stage at Woodstock with rock giants. It was all captured in this documentary, Woodstock, 3 Days of Peace and Music.
It really was, I think, where Bill Graham, you know, showed a bit of genius. I think it was, you know, there were a lot of big names at Woodstock, but I think very few people had the impact of one performance ever. That their performance at Woodstock really did introduce them to a generation.
It was a chance of a lifetime for Santana. The nervous musician performed Soul Sacrifice in a psychedelic haze.
When we arrived, to see a living organism of flesh and eyes and hair, teeth, literally an ocean of living people, it's kind of scary. Especially scary if you're on mescaline, ayahuasca, or LSD, which I was. But at the same time, I kept hearing myself say to myself, please, God, keep me in time and in tune. I'll never do this again. Of course, I lied. But at that moment, I said, God, please help me just to stay in time and in tune, because the neck in my guitar, it looked like an electric snake. It wouldn't stand still. First of all, you know, the neck's supposed to be like solid, but my guitar was moving all over the place. So now when I see that video, I can see why I'm making such ugly faces, you know, because I'm trying to like control this guitar and to stand still and don't move around so much. And anyway, you know, I have great memories of Woodstock.
On stage and off, Santana immersed himself in the drug culture.
I got to see that there was a lot of people like myself who we were smoking pot. Sacred sacrament, as Bob Marley would say, and we opposed the Vietnam War. And it felt really encouraging to know that I wasn't alone, that a lot of people, kindred souls like myself, you know, we didn't have to hide in alleys anymore to do the sacrament. Just like they drink wine at church every Sunday. You know, it's the same thing when you smoke a joint. It's no different, man.
For Carlos Santana, Woodstock was also a life-changing political lesson.
I learned a lot from that experience about the generation that pulled people out of Vietnam and got Nixon out of power. You know, because let's face it, the hippies are the ones, along with the Black Panthers, who changed consciousness revolution in universities, Stanford and Kent State. You know, it was the hippies.
Santana's performance at Woodstock solidified his place on the soundtrack of the 60s generation. His first two albums, Santana in 1969 and Abraxas in 1970, went multi-platinum with classics such as Evil Ways and Black Magic Woman.
Carlos had this sort of instant flowering with the early Santana band. That band, you know, those first few records, that's where all those classics came from. Albums like Abraxas, they're still stunning and they're magnificent. And the albums after that are really amazing and out there. You know, I think he's one of those many people who, at the end of the 60s and early 70s, started sort of taking music in every direction that interested them.
Like Santana's music, his life also began changing direction. In the mid-1970s, Santana was disillusioned with the music scene after the drug-related deaths of fellow musicians like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. He left the drug culture for the teachings and meditations of Eastern spiritual leader Sri Chinmoy. But the guru was just one of Santana's spiritual paths.
We've accepted a lot of different teachings because I was raised a Christian, and we've moved beyond and through Buddhist thought and Native American thought, and we continue to grow and just try to touch more who we are inside, what our essence is, and why we're here.
Though he's no longer a disciple of Sri Chinmoy, Carlos Santana continues his spiritual exploration.
Live your light, and Jesus will be cheering for you. He's no bigger than us, and we're not bigger than him. We embody the same light. And to me, if you live your light, Jesus will give you a high five when you get to the other side. Sometime, take the time to ask yourself, what religion is God?
Coming up, Santana's slide off the pop charts. And what propelled him back to the greatest commercial success of his career.
He had his first success in like '69, and here we are in 2003 still talking about him as a contemporary artist. I mean, that doesn't happen.